wanted tonight.
And good evening, race fans. Welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway. I am Aaron Groskopf, and the booth with me tonight is Don Runkle. Don, we're road racing here tonight in Charlotte for 50 laps for the KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity Series, presented by Sim500. Don, what do you think we'll see tonight as far as, these guys are out of their element. A lot of these guys are oval racers, and now they're going to have to go left and right instead of just left.
Yeah, we're going to see some action tonight. I'm really looking forward to this race tonight, Aaron. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just like I said, just ready to get underway. Cloud cover tonight, so that could heat up some things. A little bit more grip. That's going to pick up the speeds a little bit, too.
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be a great race tonight. I look forward to this. At the Roval, we have a new configuration for the Roval, as a lot of people out there probably know. NASCAR has changed the backstretch chicane just a little bit, slows the cars down just a little bit, can't be quite as aggressive getting into that backstretch chicane. It's just changed up just a little bit, and we'll see how it affects this field tonight. Remember, these guys are running for playoff points tonight. This is the second of 3 races for this stage, the stage of 12 drivers. We're going to narrow it down to 8 after Dover, which is next week. We got Dave Comstock, who is not here tonight. I don't see him in the field yet. He has won the last 2 races. We don't have quite as many drivers tonight here. I think some road racing kind of scares a few of these guys off. Some of these guys that maybe aren't in the playoff chase decided to skip this one tonight, but still have some good racing that's going to happen tonight. We still have some very talented drivers here in the Sim500 KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity Series, and I'm really looking forward to this, man. We're gonna have some unique things happen tonight. We're gonna have a halfway caution. It's not really a halfway caution, because halfway here after these 50 laps is obviously 25, but we're gonna have a caution at lap 20. Obviously, since it's a road course, we only have local yellows, so we're not going to have a full course caution unless the admins throw it, like I said, which will happen on lap 20. These guys will be able to get some fuel, get some tires, get back out there, tighten this field up a little bit, and they'll be let loose once again. So basically, it's just local caution. So if anybody spins out, hits the walls, anything like that, then NASCAR or iRacing throws a local yellow, and no passing is allowed at the time, I do believe, but usually they're quick and you don't even have to worry about that. But yeah, these guys, they're gonna have to really try to keep this car underneath them. basically, getting off the corners here, it's so challenging because you got to put that power down to the road. So you really got to be very easy accelerating out of these corners. You got to also be careful of downshifting into these corners. A lot of these guys might be going down into first gear on that back chicane so they can get that extra bite when they're coming off the corner. But the problem you got to be careful with that, you got to be careful of that wheel hop. If you downshift a little bit too soon, you might get some wheel hop in those rear wheels, which will tend to have you lose grip basically, and can really cause some problems tonight. So yeah, really looking forward to this race tonight. I've babbled on enough about this track tonight. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a great race, and we're going to be qualifying, or we're qualifying currently, I'm sorry. And as of right now, we got Daniel Fockingham leading these guys so far with the provisional pole. He's putting out a pretty good lap of 117.9, so looks like he's probably going to have that one right there in the bag, Aaron.
Yes, you're right, Don. And talking about David Comstock not being here, he is actually from the Charlotte area, I do believe, and he was probably at the race today, Don.
I was thinking the same thing. He probably was. I was actually thinking the same thing. Probably a lot of guys missed this, maybe because they were actually at the race today. So.
Yep, and as we get set the grid here, I believe we're going to have Don Runkle run you through the starting grid.
Yeah, I'm going to run down this grid here for you guys. Like I was saying before, Daniel Fockingham is going to get our pole position tonight, leading this field off here at the Charlotte Roval. Justin Fuller is going to be right next to him in second place. Behind them, Byron Daly, the 06 car. Next to him is going to be Tommy Ryan in the 99. Behind those two are going to be Chad Cole starting 5th and E.J. O'Rourke starting 6th. Behind them, Scott Simley in 7th, Jeff Ryan in 8th. And rounding out our top 10 is going to be Glenn Campbell in that number 9 and Mike Kelly in the 9th place, and then in the 10th place, Mike Kelly. We've got like 17 cars going to start this field tonight. Our own Gael Brooks is going to be in that number 71 tonight. Starting 15th. We usually see him up here in the broadcast booth on Monday nights, but tonight he's going to be wheeling that car around the track and trying to keep that thing on the asphalt in between the lines tonight, which is going to be kind of difficult. Like you said before, Aaron, a lot of these guys are not used to road course racing.
Yeah, Sim500 is definitely known for its oval side of things, but with the way they do things, running the full schedule, they will have to run road courses from time to time, as the real NASCAR series do.
I like that they got a road course here in the playoffs. I think it kind of throws a little mix into it, against these guys doing something a little different. Maybe some of these guys that are better on road courses than they would be in oval, it gives them a chance to showcase some of their talents tonight. So obviously, Daniel Fockingham is a pretty damn good road course racer if he's got the pole tonight. And I know Justin Fuller is too, as these guys are rolling off right now. They're going to have that pace car run them around this track, and this is going to be like one of 2 restarts that's going to happen tonight, because like I said, road courses are unique here in iRacing, is that we're not going to get any cautions except local yellows, except for the one that is going to be thrown on lap 20. It's kind of our halfway caution for these guys to get fuel, get tires, and kind of tighten the field up a little bit.
Yeah, and this track is just so unique. I mean, it's part oval, part road course, which you see a lot in endurance racing. They do run, like, the Daytona course comes to mind. The one that everybody knows that they use majority of the NASCAR oval for that course. But seeing it at Charlotte, man, it really brings a lot. And after seeing the stuff they've done this week with bringing Indy cars to do like a special thing at Charlotte, it could be really cool, Don, to see IndyCar and NASCAR next year or in the coming years do a doubleheader.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great idea to see the 2 different, totally unique, different kind of motorsports at the same exact track doing a doubleheader. I think that'd be great to see. I do believe the IndyCar was about 12 seconds faster than the Cup pole in real life. So yeah, that'd be interesting to see those Indy cars. I mean, that was only one Indy car going around the track. It'd be interesting to see a whole bunch of them. So as this pace car is taking them onto the NASCAR section of the track, it's going to be down this this backstretch here. as I was saying before, the chicane is different now in the backstretch. These guys have different braking points, different shifting points now for this back chicane. It's actually a lot slower than the other chicane was. You'd be able to carry a lot more speed in the old chicane than you can this one. And we'll have to see how this unique challenge basically is, handled for these guys tonight. A lot of these guys, I'm sure, have practiced. We saw a lot of practice going on before the race, but some of these guys still might not be used to that new chicane setup. So we'll have to see how that goes for some of these guys tonight. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of action right down here when they come through this chicane in one more lap. You're going to see a whole bunch of action going on right through here. You're going to see guys missing that chicane, locking up tires. Hopefully nobody smacks those walls there, but you probably see that happen too.
Yeah, and the one thing I noticed watching these guys practice while I was getting stuff together to broadcast with you tonight, when they hit those curbs, man, they really go flying, and it's really a treat to see, especially when you see, a group of them flying off those curbs.
Yeah, I like it when they do that two-wheel action at the road course. That's another reason why I like road courses. I love watching these big, heavy, powerful stock cars get manhandled around these road courses. You don't think of stock cars for road courses, but you're going to see it now as the pace car peels off. And here they go, getting up to speed. Daniel Falkenham's going to take them through this first chicane. We're going to see if these guys can get spread out and get clean through these first couple laps and these first turns, actually. As they power down into turn one, you're going to see them go into the infield now. Most of these guys will be in second gear through most of this infield. That's usually just the preferred gear to be into the infield. You'll see here these guys top out really fast through the fast section over here. You'll hear them. A lot of the guys topping out in second gear. Some of them might even go to third right here through this section where Daniel Falkenham is.
Yeah, good start by the field. I didn't notice any problems to the field. I think everybody's just going to bide their time, find where they need to ride to be safe, and try to click off some laps as there's no cautions. So it's all about attrition tonight. And as for most road course racing, just keeping it between the lines.
You got to basically take this race as you're just racing the track. You don't really have to worry about the other guys around you because, like you said before, there's no yellows. You want to keep that car underneath you. You want to keep keep that car clean, no damage. You see them going through this back chicane right now. Daniel Falkenham's taking this field through. See most of these guys just nose to tail. The field's going to spread out here as it usually does after a couple laps on a road course, and these guys are going to take it super easy because, like you said, if a caution did come out like a regular race, then these guys would have a chance to get the field spread back together. But that's not going to happen. So if you make a mistake here, it's going to be big. You might even lose a lap. As we'll see a fight for the lead right here. Justin Fuller's going to try to power down in there into turn one. They're side by side right here. Still going side by side through turn two. Oh, it looks like a little contact was made. Daniel might have hit that wall just a little bit. And they're going to go through this section. Oh, and Fuller hits that outside wall just a tick. Looks like it messes up his front end a little bit. He's going to lose a spot there
sideways.
For the leader. Ooh, he cuts right in front of Byron Daly. I thought he was going to get a piece of him there. Fuller still battling, still trying to get that car all settled up so we can get back, maybe fight that leader. But we saw big action there for a little while. We thought maybe Fuller was going to get spun around. Look like he's still battling that car a little bit. He's a little bit sideways there. As they're coming back onto the NASCAR section of the track, Fuller smacks that wall just a little bit. Looks like Byron Daly's going to be able to catch him some here on the inside.
Yeah, that little bit of damage you got on the side might hurt him. It might throw the toes in the car a little bit off, if not push that chassis to one side and make it a lot harder to turn in some of these corners.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to mess up your steering here. You can definitely hit the wall hard enough to where you put a little angle on that steering wheel and the car is just not going to drive right the rest of the night. Plus, he doesn't want to flat spot his tires because we know he's going to have a yellow coming up here on lap 20, but he doesn't want to pit before then. He really doesn't. You see these guys settle back down. Fuller settled back into third place. Byron Daly got by him there. Looks like Fuller maybe calmed down a little bit. He is known for being kind of an aggressive driver, but can't be too aggressive here at the Roval or it's just going to come up and bite you.
Yeah, it looks like that first hill there coming into the infield after turning off the front stretch. Fuller's really struggling going up that little hill there, and it's really upsetting the car as he's fighting it to go across the top of that hill.
Well, like you said, you got to be careful with your gear changes too, because you can easily wheel hop it here. Ooh, looks like Tommy Ryan back there got his tires locked up just a little bit. He's racing Fuller really hard right here, trying to get by him. But yeah, you can definitely wheel hop it a lot. As you see a Fuller take that corner real wide, Tommy Ryan able to get that run, able to make it work on the outside. He's going to be able to pass him and get right in front of Fuller there, which is going to be good. It'll set him up really nice for that chicane on the backstretch here.
Yeah, I think like I said, I think that damage that Fuller has is really, really hurting him in these tight circumference corners at this racetrack, Don.
Yeah, he almost lost it again going through that chicane there. I think that damage, like you said, I think he's battling that car right there. As you see, the left front of that car looks like he's got some damage right there by the tire. So that's probably affecting his steering, or it might be just affecting the way his car feels right now. As you see again, gets a little loose coming off the corner and almost loses it. Nothing has changed up front. We still got Daniel Falkingham in the lead, Byron Daly second, Tommy Ryan third, Justin Fuller fourth, and EJ O'Rourke is running out our top five right now. And you can see Justin
he's sideways.
Fuller,
There it goes.
the car is sideways. He's drifting through that corner. Is he going to be able to save it? Ooh, and he keeps it off the wall.
Wow.
EJ O'Rourke narrowly avoids running into the side of him. And
We're going to get that replay pulled up.
Justin Fuller's going to lose at least one spot there. Really burned up his tires right there. As you can see, he was really sliding through those corners.
Yeah, we saw it coming up that hill as we get the replay pulled up. Coming up that hill, he got sideways, and then coming down the hill, he just got completely sideways. And what an awesome job by Fuller. Car control city for that man. Keeping it off the walls and keeping it straight.
Looked like he was driving that car in the dirt. He just drifting it right there. Really nice driving there. Nice save. Oh, he's definitely beating that car up there as you see him get on two wheels again. Go up front, back up front. Daniel Falkingham almost has a 2-second lead on our second place car, Byron Daly. And right now he is just pacing this field, just getting to lap 20, trying to get to lap 20. We're on lap 5 right now, just starting lap 5. And Daniel is just really dominating this field right now, just letting these guys showing them how it's done pretty much.
And Byron Daly, you see him in second. He has won at Sim500 at this track. So he knows how to get it done here. And it looks like, to me, him and Tommy Ryan might be the ones that could catch him. But Byron Daly really does have a good shot.
Yeah, I think he does. If anybody right now, early on in this race, it's going to be Byron Daly. You know, obviously, if Daniel Falkingham, if anything, if he has a mistake or messes up in any way, that, you know, it can be huge. Things can change. But as of right now, he's been flawless the way he's running this race. And I'm trying to look through the field right now and see. Let's see. I'm just trying to see who's been like our either biggest mover or you know, guys moved up or lost a lot. Mike Kelly started 10th. He's currently in 6th. Car looks pretty clean. Looks like he's having a decent night right now as he's going through the backstretch chicane. Car looks pretty tight. He doesn't have anybody around him, so no pressure. I'm just kind of picking through the field, seeing if there's a few other guys we can get some TV time tonight for, since, like I said, we're not going to have any yellows. So, and Byron Daly right now is pretty much walking away with this race, almost 3 seconds ahead of our second place driver, Byron Daly.
He means Daniel Falkingham, by the way, folks.
Sorry,
Daniel Falkingham.
Yeah, I messed up there. We can take a look at Kyle Brooks. You know, I don't know if you guys can. It was a paint scheme that he uploaded at the last minute, so it might have been coming through our TV broadcast. I'll have to look.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, we got it. It's that pink paint scheme there. I think he's running it in honor of Mr. Chad Cole there, who was going to try to make the race tonight, but he couldn't. So, yeah, Kyle Brooks tonight, fellow broadcaster up here in the booths normally. Started 15th, currently in 9th. Car looks pretty clean. That pink race car is very easy to spot there on the track as he's trying to catch up to the number 67 of Jeff Ryan there, the other Ryan out there in the field, who started 8th and is still currently in 8th. But, yeah, Kyle Brooks just going out there trying to have a good run tonight, not running for points, not really running in the playoffs, basically just out there for fun and trying to get the win. So you can go back out front there. Daniel Falkingham, that 39 car, going through that front stretch chicane. About to click off another lap, start lap 7 here of 50. We are going to have a admin thrown caution, basically a halfway caution, kind of not at halfway, a little less than halfway. Lap 20, these guys will be able to get new tires and fill these things up. Maybe get any damage fixed, some smacking these walls a little bit. I know Jeff Fuller. Oh wow, Jeff Fuller falling back. Jeff Fuller's in the pits.
I mean Justin Fuller.
Justin Fuller, sorry. Why did I say Jeff? Justin Fuller, yeah, he's currently 11th in the pits right now. I didn't see what happened to him. Maybe he just... No, he's disconnected.
Yeah, he's disconnected.
Justin Fuller is backed out of this race tonight. Started second place, was having a heck of a time. Just could not get around this track tonight. Was really battling that car from the get-go. But too bad to see our first driver out of this race tonight, I do believe.
Yeah, he is our first driver, Don. But you know as well as I do, once you get damage at a track like this, as technical as it is, as important as it is to keep your car straight so you can just make it around this narrow road course, because if you look at all the road courses that we know of, Don, and that are on the service and that are around the world, they're wide. This track is really, really narrow. Barely 2 lanes wide, it looks like, Don. And he was just struggling from that damage, hitting that wall on lap 1. And, I mean, it's just not fun when you have to sit there and struggle and struggle and struggle, and you're just going to keep falling back, and you're going to be in the way and probably cause another wreck.
Yeah, it definitely makes for a long race when you got damage early on like that and you're fighting the car. And you're so right. Here at this track, it's so technical. It's so easy to make a mistake. You really, really got to hit your marks, got to hit your brake zones, your shifting zones. And you got to make sure that you're, pretty much perfect here. This is a track that when you make a mistake, it really can hit you big. And that's just too bad for Justin. Just tore that car up too much tonight. And like you said, yeah, this track is very narrow. The passing zones are very limited. There's not many of them, so you got to take advantage of that too. But like we were saying before, right up front, Daniel Falkingham, number 39. He's about 5 seconds ahead of second place Byron Daly. Basically, the closest battle we have on the track right now, it would be Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan up front, as you see them catching another lap car there. These guys are starting to catch a few lap cars here and there, a few stragglers, but most of these guys pretty much get out of the way, with this racing etiquette here. But Byron Daly in second place, Tommy Ryan trying to catch up to him, trying to hit these passing zones in the chicane. Basically, the only thing you can do is try to outbrake somebody in the corners, really. I mean, that's kind of the, but you also can't lock up your tires. You can't run your car too hard, and these guys know that there's a pit stop coming up at lap 20, so I'm sure they're not going to be too aggressive.
Yeah, and as we're looking at the graphic on the screen, Don, you can't see it, but I can. Byron Daly is a little bit slower than Tommy Ryan for the past couple laps. Tommy Ryan is really putting the screws to Byron Daly and closing in.
Yeah, he's getting there. I mean, he is slowly starting to catch him. It might be something that he's going to catch him before the caution comes out. You might see some strategy here too. You might see some guys actually make pit stops maybe before the caution comes out, so then they can get some track position after it comes out. I mean, I don't know. We might see some things happen here.
Well, one thing about that, and I asked one of the admins before the race just so we knew, or they told me just so we knew, is the pits are going to close at 15 when the leader crosses the line. So there's not really a lot of an advantage doing it. I mean, because tires, you're gonna have 5 laps left, less grip if you did that. There's not really a lot of strategy you can play there, Don.
Okay, so they're going to throw the caution on lap, or you said they're going to close the pits on lap 15 when what car passes?
When the leader crosses the line.
When the leader crosses the line, okay. Well, I was just thinking maybe somebody that's further back in the field, they might be able to pit because they don't really have nothing to lose. But then again, They might get lapped. So, yeah, you're right. That's actually a good call by the admins, I guess, so somebody can't take too much advantage of it. But we'll just see how it has to go for some of these guys. Maybe we'll get some guys that either, well, I was going to say maybe you get some guys that take no tires just for track position. That'd probably be a bad idea tonight.
Yeah, I mean, tires are, every little bit of grip you get on left and right hand turns. I mean, it'd be a different animal if it was just left-hand turns, but now you really got to rely on both sides of the car to work together. As we see Daniel Falkingham just absolutely lay down a blistering pass through the bus stop. Man, he's really got it figured out tonight, Don.
He really does. He's really on rails tonight. I mean, he might be the only guy that can challenge Daniel Falkingham. I mean, these guys know that next restart here in 10 laps, and these guys after their cars get serviced and everything else, that's going to make and break everything tonight. I mean, that's going to be the best time to be able to make a pass is early on after that restart. You're going to have fresh rubber on your car, and you're going to be bunched up together. You're going to be as close as you're possibly going to be. to be able to take advantage of maybe getting the lead. So Byron right now, I think he's just probably trying to hold off Tommy Ryan so he can get himself in that position to be right there next to Daniel Falkingham on this restart on lap, what, that would be lap like what, 22, 23 they'd probably restart on?
Yeah, I believe so. As we ride on board for a lap, we've been riding with Daniel Falkenham since he crossed the start-finish line, and we saw him stumble on the back. I mean, these guys are having to drive the wheels off these cars to keep them going straight, man. This track is a complete animal. I've never ran here, Don. I know you have. And with this new configuration of this bus stop, it used to be almost straight through. You could get through there, but they're literally having to drive their lives out every lap to put down fast laps.
Yeah, I enjoy racing here. I think it's a blast, especially in these cars. I really enjoy it. And you can see, wow, Daniel Falkingham, the car, they really bounce around here too, these stock cars. I mean, even when they're not hitting these curbs, wow, I thought he was going to lose it there, hitting that curb going through the chicane. But he was able to hold on to it as he goes through turn one here. But yeah, you'll see the front end of these cars really bounce. I mean, it really does. It's these things are not made to go around these road courses. They're made to go in an oval, so that's why it's so fun to watch these big heavy stock cars get muscled around. Oh, you see him get in the grass a little bit. You got to be careful there. Lose some grip. He might nose that thing right into the wall if he loses too much grip on that one side of the car. But he's been able to hold on to that thing. Daniel Falkingham been able to just set a blistering pace tonight as he's led every lap. As we're on lap 12 right now, we're going to do a pit on lap 20. These admins are going to throw a caution here, and these guys will be able to get some service on their car. And wow, we're going to be able to see another restart. I'm going to be interested in seeing that one.
Yeah, and thinking back, I've been around Sim500, for a while. Thinking back, if I do remember in the Winter Series, the Winter Cup Series that Sim500 had, Daniel Falkenham had a giant lead just like this and made a mistake and did not win the race. Let's hope those gremlins don't rear their ugly heads back around and he makes a mistake that takes him out again.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm looking for a pass right now. A good battle going on with Scott Simley. And it looks like Glenn Campbell right now back in 11th and 12th. A little bit further back in the field, but it's pretty much the only really close battle we got going on right at this moment. These guys were pretty close before. It looked like Glenn was going to be able to get by him, but wasn't able to make it happen. Kind of spreading out here a little bit now. Scott Simley's able to get a good little run and maybe get it some distance between him and Glenn Campbell there.
Yeah, we're looking at it. Simley, he's always pretty smooth. You never see him have trouble. As I say that.
Oh, as you say that.
Just as I say that, man.
Yeah, he's going to have to slow down there. iRacing is going to tell him that he cut the course and he's going to have to slow down just a little bit. And he definitely lost the position there. It looks like Aaron, I don't know if you I don't know if you gave him bad luck there or he heard you, but as soon as you were saying that, he I don't know if he just wheel hopped or missed that chicane, but these guys, the tires are getting a little bit more worn here as they're coming to lap 13. At least Scott Simley is, and yeah, it's getting a little bit more challenging for these guys out here to keep that car underneath them.
I think that had a lot to do with the fact that Glenn Campbell made a run on him, and he was trying to get that gap, and just was looking in his mirror and did not slow down as much as he needed to.
It.
Yeah, for that bus stop.
Yeah, he just overdrove it right into that chicane there, and sometimes that happens. You got to be really careful here, especially when these tires are getting more slick, getting more laps on them.
Yeah, but back up front, Falkenham doing his thing, knocking them down lap by lap. We're be at lap 15 when we cross the line, and that should
Pits will be closed.
Yeah, the pits will be closed, and we're starting to close in on that window so these guys can get tires and fuel.
And right now he's got almost a 10.5 second lead on second place Byron Daly. Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan, they've been having a good little battle tonight. Those guys pretty close to each other, at least the closest battle we've had here in the top 5 so far. And that's all going to change here in about another 5 laps when we have a mandatory caution thrown on lap 20. Pits will be closed here on lap 15, coming to lap 15 as Daniel Falkingham is getting ready to do that. As soon as he crosses the start-finish line, pits will be closed to all drivers.
Yeah, and looking at this battle's really starting to heat up, but they're starting to run out of time. I don't think they're going to battle each other. I think they might end up waiting until the restart. And, that's got to be in the back of Daniel Falkenham's mind, too. His 10-second lead's about to be erased.
Yeah, so he's definitely just, just driving his car, not driving it too hard here. And I'm sure Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan, I'm sure Tommy is basically, obviously if Byron makes a mistake, Tommy's going to take the opportunity to try to close in on him or even pass him. But I don't think Tommy is going to be driving too hard here in these next few laps. He knows that caution is coming. I mean, sure, he'd like to get by Byron before this caution comes out. That's just one more spot he could take advantage of here on the start on the front row. But then again, starting behind these leaders might be an advantage of these two on the restarter side by side. So I don't know. I think Tommy, like I said, I don't think he's going to run too hard. I think pretty much how these guys are on the track right now is probably how they're going to be on the restart. Unless somebody makes a mistake or gets into a wall or something to that effect.
Yeah, as we're on board with Tommy Ryan, just to give you some kind of idea of what it's like to be behind somebody on this type of course, and the way that you really can't see the apexes when you're right behind them. As Tommy Ryan closes up, as Byron Daly flies over that rumble strip there, and his whole car was almost airborne there, gone.
See, that's the thing too. When you're running right behind somebody at some of these road courses, it's if you're the closer you get to the guy in front of you, it's harder to be able to see those corners up in front. They're a little bit more blind. I mean, this course has some blind hills and some blind corners as it is, and when you're right up behind somebody, it makes it even worse. That guy slows down a little bit, or if you misjudge it or whatever, you can get right behind you, right to the back of that guy, and mess up your race, mess up his race. So you got to really be careful. As you see, Tommy Ryan, he is closing in on the back of Byron Daly there as they are getting ready to go on the NASCAR section. He's right there on his bumper, right there on Byron Daly as they're going to go into this chicane and see if Tommy Ryan's going to try to take advantage of maybe doing some out-braking here at this chicane.
Yeah, and he is been chipping away in that Northern Tools machine, and Byron Daly makes a little mistake, a slip up, car gets out of shape, he's going to be right there. And Tommy Ryan is really putting a good run together tonight.
Oh, and you see him pitting. I thought pits were closed, but Byron Daly is pitting. I don't know how they're going to handle that as far as a penalty goes. Admins, you said that they verified with you that the pits were going to be closed on lap 15 when the leader passes lap 15.
Yeah,
it's clearly lap 17. So
yeah, unless something changed between now and when I was told that, which would make me look like an idiot. But stuff happens in sim racing. You never know. This is live TV in a sense.
We'll find out. We'll find out, I guess, after the caution comes out.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. As you see, the 67 of Jeff Ryan with heavy damage. Not sure what happened to him as he pulls off and lets everybody go around him as they were closing on him pretty quick. Tommy Ryan, really no pressure now. The closest car to him is a ways back.
Yeah, he's got no pressure whatsoever on these closing laps here before this caution. So, yeah, indeed, I'd be interested to see how that's going to be handled with Byron Daly if he does get like a pass-through penalty or end of longest line or something to that effect. To our understanding, prior to the race, we are going to have a mandatory caution on lap 20, and we see now Tommy Ryan's coming to the pits.
Yeah, they could have changed the rule there, I believe.
Maybe they changed the rule. It had to have been. I would assume that these two drivers would know what the rule is, unless there was just some misinterpretation there.
Yeah, there might have been. There was a lot of stuff going on at that point.
Daniel Falkingham's currently still your leader. Got Tommy Ryan who pitted.
Yeah, this is
okay. I'm hearing right now from admin. I just heard it right now from admin. I had the chat on in the iRacing chat. Pits are closing when the leader goes across the line now. When the leader crosses the line this time, the pits will be closing. So they are closing the pits 1 lap before the caution is what it is. So
Okay.
so basically these guys, those 2 guys pitted early so they could get the track position. They know that they already pitted. They've already got their service. They're going to be good to the end. Their tires are going to be, as you see right now, Daniel Falkingham's pitting right now. So our leader is also pitting.
Yeah, I think a majority of the field has already pitted. I do apologize for the screw up. That makes us look really bad.
Oh, no, I just miscommunication. No problem there. But yeah, as we see, pits are closed. Pits are closed. Admin has just called it. Pits are currently closed. Our leader, Daniel Falkingham, is already in the pits. He was in the pits when the pits closed, so he will be fine. His car is being attended to by his pit crew right now. The car is going up. He is taking his 4 tires and fuel. As soon as these guys cross the line, we'll be able to get you a more accurate lineup, because with these guys pitting, you have to kind of wait till they go all across the line to be able to keep, get accurate scoring.
And the guy that could be the leader is right behind Falkenham when he comes out. Falkenham is still the leader by my scoring. Falkenham is still the leader. But the next car that could be that second place is the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke.
So this is going to be real interesting. We'll have to see how this lineup turns out as they are lap 19. They're going to get a caution on lap 20.
Yeah, man, I truly am sorry for saying the wrong thing, man, but I swear that's what he told me.
It's no big deal. We got to figure it out. All good. Right now, we're still seeing Daniel Falkingham as the leader, but I do believe you said that E.J. O'Rourke is the leader, right?
No, E.J. O'Rourke is right behind Daniel
my bad.
right now.
Okay.
But Daniel's just so good and so much better than everybody else.
Yeah, he's been dominating this race tonight, pretty much leading every single lap except when he's pitting. And you see Daniel Falkingham right now. He's going to come down to lap 20. I do believe admins will be throwing a yellow as soon as he crosses the line.
Yeah, but he is there. We should be seeing.
I'm waiting to see if the admin announces it. Daniel Falkingham still on track.
It should be an in-game caution.
1 lap. So. He's saying 1 lap, approximately 1 lap until they're going to get the caution. Admin's calling it, just called it. Approximately 1 lap until we get caution. So,
well, Don, as we're closing in on the competition caution, we didn't really get to see much. I mean, everybody's so spread out. This is kind of just like a showcase.
I mean, yeah, it kind of feels that way. These guys are not able to really race side by side because, we only had 17 cars at the start of the race. And we only have, we have Jeff Ryan has disconnected, Doug Sigmund, Justin Fuller, and Dan Denaire have all disconnected from this event tonight. So obviously we have a smaller field than we normally would, but that doesn't mean there's still not great action on the track. These guys still are, running a challenging race here at this road course. Daniel Falkingham currently still leading. I do believe as soon as he crosses the line here, we should be having a yellow. Oh, caution is out. Caution is out. Admin caution has been thrown. So we are under yellow right now. And when these guys cross the line, you're going to see some of these guys pit. Some of these guys have already had their service. So we're going to get an accurate lineup here as soon as these guys all get across the line, all get their pit stop served. Probably be a good time to maybe take a short break, get some, pay a few bills, get a few sponsor ads in, and we can come back and get a rundown of all these drivers, come back for the restart here at the Roval for the Sim500 KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity Series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll be back.
Racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Service has flourished and retained customers for multiple decades. How? By making our word our bond and delivering the most responsive service and transparent financial details to give our clients the best all-around value in the industry. By not providing cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all, off-the-shelf solutions. Instead, crafting tailored, customer-centric solutions for each client's individualized business model and needs. By empowering highly ethical, dedicated associates to build true partnerships and mutually beneficial relationships with our accounts. And by cultivating long-term, loyal customers and vendors through each and every one of these guiding principles, and maintaining those relationships with transparent, quality operations. That's why TransService has been successful for 50 years, and that's how we'll continue to grow and flourish long into the future. Let us show you why many of our clients have been with us for over 20 years. It's all about the experience, yours and ours.
How to make a kick-ass Bloody Mary. First, visit your nearest Apollo liquor store in Rochester or Austin. Pick up a bottle or two of Kick-Ass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings. Then fill your glass with Kick-Ass Bloody Mary and your favorite vodka. Add the Kick-Ass fixings. Now it's time to enjoy a Kick-Ass Bloody Mary, and of course, repeat as needed. Get your Kick-Ass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings today at any of the Apollo locations in Rochester and Austin. It's just that good.
And we are back. While we were away, Daniel Falkenham, the Lone Ranger, staying out. Everybody else in the field came down and took tires.
Yeah, Daniel's been pretty much dominating this race tonight. We've seen that he's pretty much led every single lap, I think, except maybe when he made a pit stop before we had this mandatory yellow here. Lights are still on in the pace car, so we're having a couple laps before we go back to green here. And right now, Daniel stayed out. Looked like everybody else came down pit road. Right now, we're showing Daniel Falkenham in the lead. E.J. O'Rourke is second. Tommy Ryan third. Mike Kelly fourth. Chad Coleman fifth. Guile Brooks from 15th to 6th, having a great run tonight, and gonna restart that car in 6th. Jordan Hightower at 7th. Bob Gillenwater 8th. Brian Daly 9th, and Chris Caboo in 10th. And so far, great run by Daniel Falkenham, just dominating this field tonight. We're going to see if these guys will have any shot at him right here. This is going to be basically as close as these guys are going to be tonight, because we've seen this field spread out quite quickly after they go green flag racing. And at one point, Daniel Falkenham, I do believe, had almost like a 13-second lead, or almost a 13-second lead on these guys before they made these pit stops. So I'm sure E.J. O'Rourke and Tommy Ryan are going to try to do everything they can to make something happen on this restart.
Well, one thing I do want to say, Don, and I hate to make you sound incompetent, but the problem that we run into in the booth for the fans watching at home is Don's I forgot what I was going to say. Don's running order doesn't update. So
my bad.
he didn't see that Jordan Hightower took 2 tires in the second place. I'm showing Gael in 9th.
Okay. Let these guys go by again, and I'll do a rundown then, so we can get an accurate rundown.
Jordan Hightower, the big gainer on pit road, taking 2 tires.
Yeah, he took 2
stellar
tires
8-second pit stop to shuffle the board. I'm showing him 2 stops. I'm showing him 2 stops.
He probably came down pit road before the caution came out. Just took those 2 tires there. So when everybody else came down pit road, so that was a good idea. Gained a lot of positions there. So these guys are about to go past start finish line again. So we'll get an update here.
The lights should go off this time, I do believe, and they do.
Yes, they do. So we are going to have 1 to green here. There we go. Daniel Falkenham will be our leader. Jordan Hightower second. E.J. O'Rourke third. Byron Daly fourth. Tommy Ryan fifth. Chad Coleman 6th. Bob Gillenwater 7th. Scott Simley 8th. Gael Brooks back to 9th. And Chris Caboo will be your 10th place car. On this restart here, lights are off on that pace car as their drivers are slowly coming through the infield here. warming up those tires. This will be the only other restart we are going to have tonight. These guys are pretty much going to be green flag racing the rest of the night. We'll have to see if Daniel Falkingham can dominate the second half of this race. It's pretty much we're pretty much going to be starting a little bit under halfway. I think one lap before halfway is where we're going to be starting this race back off. So almost, about halfway through this race, we've seen the first half of this race, just like I said, be dominated by Daniel Falkingham. We'll have to see. We haven't seen Jordan Hightower up front there all night, and E.J. O'Rourke, we know he's fast, so we'll have to see if he's got anything for him. And Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan, those guys second and third before this caution came out, they were up there too battling. So we'll have a lot of factors going into this restart here.
Yeah, and we talked about it as the field is starting to creep its way onto the oval side of the racetrack. We talked about it. Those guys seem to be the class of the field, but now you got E.J. O'Rourke and Jordan Hightower there to spoil the party. And I was looking at the top six, or the top five, and there's a lot of experience in between the driver's seats there.
There's a lot of fast guys in this top five and a lot of fast guys on road courses. So this is going to be interesting to see here. Daniel Falkingham is going to have to get one heck of a good start going into those first few corners to be able to separate himself from the rest of this pack. He doesn't want to get side by side with anybody. He definitely doesn't want to get side by side with Jordan Hightower going through these first 3 corners, because it's going to make those guys behind them be able to stay right there on their back bumpers. As you see, these drivers are going through that back stretch chicane. They're going to be coming back onto this NASCAR section. They're going to be starting this race off here very shortly. We're going to be getting back to green flag action here.
Don, this is the first time that I've seen that pace car, and that thing is nice.
Oh yeah, that I don't even. What is that? A Porsche?
Yeah, the Porsche.
Yeah.
Porsche pace car, the official Porsche pace car.
We're going to see that Porsche pace car pulling off here in just a minute, going down pit road. And Daniel Falkingham is going to lead these guys to this green. Pace car is pulled off. Daniel Falkingham's going. There he goes. He goes quick. Trying to separate himself from these guys. Going through this first chicane. Ooh, gets through there pretty clean.
Oh, EJ.
Hightower get on 2 wheels there.
Yeah, E.J. O'Rourke in the 41 got absolutely sideways off that curb.
Yeah, he sure did. He lost 2 spots there on that restart. As you see, Daniel Falkingham negotiating his way through this infield section here. Jordan Hightower got a few car lengths between him and the leader there. Don't know if he's going to have anything for Daniel Falkingham.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see how this plays out in the next 20 laps. But if Falkingham continues on the pace that he had in the beginning, he's going to be gone, because I don't think Jordan Hightower showed any pace that I noticed. So it's Daniel Falkingham's race to lose as long as he keeps it clean and green.
Yeah, you can see him already separating himself from Jordan Hightower there. Jordan Hightower had a pretty decent pace last time, but I don't think it was fast enough to be able to keep up with Daniel Falkingham. As you can see him going through this backstretch chicane here, getting down through the gears, hitting those curbs there, getting up on 2 tires, negotiating his way through there, getting back up through the gears, back onto the NASCAR section. As you can see, everybody getting through that chicane. I think pretty clean there.
Yeah, Falkingham's already out to a second lead after 1 lap. Man, this kid is on a mission tonight.
Yeah, Falkingham's getting it done tonight. As you can see, he's being really aggressive there in the chicane, getting up on two wheels there. Behind him, Jordan Hightower, Byron Daly, Tommy Ryan, E.J. O'Rourke is going to close out our top 5. And I don't know if Jordan Hightower is going to be able to hold off Byron Daly, as he's been pretty quick tonight too. As you can see, he's closing right in on his rear bumper. And Tommy Ryan's right behind Byron.
Yeah, as we're looking at the battle between the 22 and the 06, Byron Daly really trying to muscle his way and find a hole to get around the 22 of Jordan Hightower.
Yeah, Jordan's got a whole mirror full of Byron Daly right now. As you see him really cut that corner, try to get a good run going onto the NASCAR section of the track. Separates himself a little bit from Byron Daly, but I think Byron is actually faster on the road course section than Jordan is. So you can see going through that back chicane there, Jordan closes in on him a little bit, and Tommy Ryan's right there also. And not too far behind Tommy Ryan is E.J. O'Rourke.
One thing I want to point out, Daniel Falkingham's already up to over a 2.5 second lead.
He's checked out.
I mean, the kid's just got it figured out, Don. I mean, there's nothing that you could say as we get a little bit of cloud cover as it's starting to get later in the day. Man, Falkenham is just really, really impressing us tonight.
Yeah, these track temperatures definitely are, affect the grip for these guys. As you see, almost got a pass there on Jordan Hightower for a second. Yeah, anytime the cloud cover goes over the track and cools it down, definitely gives these guys a little bit more grip. Right now, current track temperature is 87 degrees. As you see, Jordan Hightower, he's got all sorts of problems going on right behind him, with Byron Daly all over that rear bumper, just trying to find a spot to be able to get by him. And I think it's just going to be a matter of time before Byron finds a spot to be able to get by Jordan Hightower here, as both of these drivers and actually the whole field they're just watching Daniel Falkenham just walk away with this race right now.
And remember that race that I talked about, Don, that Daniel Falkenham dominated and ended up hitting the wall or something bad happened that made him not win the race? Guess who won that race? Byron Daly.
There you go. You got to put yourself in the right place at the right time and take advantage of any mistakes that any drivers make. And as you see right now, Byron Daly, wow, just really closing in on the back of Jordan Hightower there, just trying to outbrake him. Very aggressive through that chicane. I'm really watching this battle here, the second, third, fourth, fifth. These cars right here, it looks like it's pretty much the closest, best battle right now on the track.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the graphic now. Byron Daly just a touch faster than Jordan Hightower. Jordan Hightower last time by ran a 1:19.762. Byron Daly ran a 1:19.725. That's how close it is.
Wow, that's incredible. As you see, talking about close right now, this second, third, and fourth place battle is really heated up. As you see, these guys are really battling. Tommy Ryan has really caught up to the back of both these guys, and Jordan Hightower bobbles a little bit. Going to the NASCAR section, you see Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan are going to be able to take advantage of that mistake right there on Jordan Hightower.
Yeah, and they both get clear. Man, what timing for both of them to be bumper to bumper. And just like that, Hightower loses too, and E.J. O'Rourke's on his bumper. This battle isn't over.
Oh, it's definitely not over. And you see E.J. O'Rourke getting up really high on two wheels there, as Jordan Hightower was not able to hold these two guys off, felt the pressure, made a mistake, lost two positions there. It happens that quick. And you can see right now, Byron Daly, he's trying to set his sights on Daniel Falkenham, if he can even see him at this point. Daniel Falkenham is so far ahead, it's insane. He's 6.5 seconds ahead of Byron Daly right now, and Byron's got to do everything he can to try to catch Daniel Falkenham, and at the same time keep Tommy Ryan behind him, who has also shown a lot of speed tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with a nickname for Falkenham. Maybe call him the Road Course Jesus.
Is that what he looks like?
I mean, that's just what he's looking like now. Tell you that.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely becoming a miracle worker tonight. He's getting it done. I mean, he's just putting that car in every. Like I said, the only thing that's going to beat him tonight is himself. If he makes a mistake on the track, then that's the only way he's going to lose this race. Is right now I'm watching this battle between Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan. It's kind of separated just a little bit. I'm thinking maybe this is a good time to maybe walk through this short field that we have. I think we only have like 13 cars still on the track, as we have a few guys that have retired tonight. So let's do a quick rundown of this field tonight, run down these different drivers. Right now, your leader currently, Daniel Falkenham, as we've talked about him all night, dominating this field, getting it done really fast in that number 39 tonight. Currently about to complete lap 28. He's on lap 29. He is that last lap. I'm trying to wait for Byron Daly to go by. He's so almost 7 seconds ahead of Byron Daly. That's how dominant he is tonight. Still, separating himself from second place. And speaking of second place, Byron Daly in that 06 car started third, currently in second. We saw him not too long ago get by Jordan Hightower when he made a mistake there. Currently, he has our third place driver, Tommy Ryan, right there on his bumper, a couple car lengths back, but still right there within pouncing position. As you see, he gets right there. We might even have a pass here for this position. As you see, Tommy Ryan getting really aggressive as they're about to go on to this NASCAR section. Speaking of Jordan Hightower, he did start this race in second position on that last restart we just had, but started this race at the very beginning in 11th. He's currently in fourth. Had a few problems a few laps ago and lost those two positions to Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan. Right now, still showing a good run, 4th place. He's got E.J. O'Rourke behind him, who is trying to close in on Jordan to try to get into that 4th place position. Currently running the top 5, started this race tonight in 6th. Behind him, quite a ways back, we have Chad Coleman in that number 20 car. Started this race 5th. He's currently in 6th. Doesn't really have any pressure behind him. Doesn't have anybody in front of him. Just kind of running his race, trying to keep that thing clean and maybe bring it home for a solid run. Behind him, Mike Kelly, who is coming down the front stretch right now. Had some problems on that car. I'm currently showing a missing hood on that thing and a pretty tore up front end. But he's still in 7th place, started this race 10th, and still out there trying to get it done, trying to bring that car home. Behind him, Bob Gillenwater, who is currently in 8th place, started 13th. Car's got a little bit of damage on the front there, but he's been able to keep it pretty clean, have a decent run for himself, and proved himself on the track from his 13th starting position. Behind him is our brother in broadcasting, usually
esteemed colleague.
Esteemed colleague, so to say. Usually up in the booth on Monday nights, Guile Brooks in that number 71 pink unicorn, kitty, puppy, and rainbow car. His very manly ride tonight that he is driving in remembrance, I guess, of Chad Cole, who's not racing this race tonight. He started 15th, currently in 9th place, having a pretty good run tonight. A little bit of damage on that car, but nonetheless, still having fun out there tonight. Behind him, not too far back, Scott Simley. I believe he's one of our playoff drivers. He's running in 10th place. He started this race in 7th. Car looks pretty clean. Looks like he hadn't had too much trouble. Just kind of battling tonight. This track is definitely hard to get around. Behind him in 11th place, just outside top 10, is Chris Caboo in that number 5 car. Car looks pretty clean tonight. Starts 17th, so he's actually moved up quite a few spots tonight. Behind him would be Glenn Campbell in that number 44 car. Started this race in the 12th position, currently in the 9th position, currently in 12th. Basically just kind of battling tonight, having a hard time trying to keep that car on the track. Bumped the wall just a little bit there, crossing the start-finish line, but that car is actually not in bad shape. Our last car on the track tonight is going to be our own Brian Wortman. He's currently 2 laps down. He was 3 on that last caution. He got his lucky dog, but unfortunately, we're not going to see any more cautions tonight, so I don't think he's going to be able to get back on the lead lap tonight, but that doesn't stop him from out there, still having a good time, battling tonight. Started in 16th place. He's currently in 13th. The drivers that are out of this race so far tonight is going to be Jeff Ryan, Doug Sigmund, Justin Fuller, and Dan Denier. There were 17 cars that started this race tonight, and that is our rundown through the field.
Yeah, and while you were doing the rundown, man, we really didn't miss anything. Daniel Fogelham now out to an 8.2 second lead on this field. Just pure domination from the road course Jesus.
Yeah, he's getting it done tonight. Like you said, we're on lap 32 of 50 laps, so we're past halfway already. we already had our competition yellow on lap 20. So these guys are pretty much going to make it all the way till the end, and in case anybody has any damage or has a problem, they have to pit. But yeah, like you were saying before, Daniel Fogelham just totally getting it done, dominating this race tonight. Basically, the closest battle we have on the track right now would be our 2nd and 3rd place drivers of Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan, as they are battling pretty much nose to tail as they go onto the NASCAR section of the backstretch.
Yeah, and as we look at that battle, they're still there. They've been the battle that we've been watching pretty much all night, Don. And, I mean, it's just so close. I mean, last time by, Byron Daly, 19.454. You know, a minute, 1 minute 19.454. And then Tommy Ryan with a 1 minute 19.685. That's not a lot of time between 2 drivers.
No, and the kind of advantage really you kind of have to being the guy in the behind when you're trying to set up a pass is, he can kind of judge where Byron his braking points are or whatever, and maybe just outbrake him just a little bit to try to get a run going through these corners. But you also got to be careful doing that. Sometimes the guy in front of you might slow down unexpectedly more than you thought. You might be able to get in the back of him. You see Tommy Ryan battle, looking to the inside, right there on his bumper. As you see Byron get a little bit loose as he tries to put the power down on that 06 car.
Yeah, and there he goes. He's looking he's inside. He's inside, Don. Take it away.
But Byron's going to have the advantage. Oh, and look at that. Tommy Ryan powers to the inside there. He's trying to get that advantage, going to the inside line so he can get on that NASCAR backstretch. Can't quite put the power down. This is a great battle right here. These two road racers are really battling it out here. You're not really missing anything up front. Like we said, Daniel Falkenham is pretty much checked out. This is the best battle you can see on the track, and Tommy's going to try to outbreak him going into this chicane.
Yeah, Tommy Ryan and Byron Daly putting on an absolute show. The only show on the track at this point in time.
The only real battle here on the track tonight, like we said. But these guys are still making it really entertaining for us in the Sim500 KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity Series here at Charlotte, the Roval. New configuration, as we were talking about before. NASCAR has updated the configuration. They changed the backstretch chicane just a little bit. It's a little bit tighter, a little bit slower than it normally is. Don't carry quite as much speed. But right now, these guys are carrying a lot of speed. Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan are battling. It seems like Tommy catches up to Byron in this infield section, and then kind of Tommy has the advantage on the NASCAR section on the faster part of the track. But I don't know, it just seems like a real good battle right here between these two. As you can see, Tommy just getting right there, back up on his bumper. Byron Daly looks to the one side, can't stick his nose there. This is where he made the pass before. He's right there on his bumper getting into the NASCAR section. He's going to try to work that draft that they're going to have for a short period of time coming through these corners before they have to slow down for that backstretch chicane and downshift through those gears.
Yeah, and that's the second time. That is the second time that we've seen Tommy Ryan almost make a pass in that section of the racetrack. And if it is going to happen, it's definitely going to be in that section.
It's almost like he sets him up right there, and you can see Tommy doesn't quite get the run coming off the chicane as Byron does. As I was saying before, it seems like Byron's a little bit quicker on the NASCAR section of the track than Tommy is. But Tommy kind of had, like I said, being the car in the back, he kind of had an advantage. Oh, you can see two-wheel action there from Byron Daly getting through that chicane. Tommy kind of had the advantage on the road course here because he can judge his braking points a little bit better with that car in front. So he might be able to drive that car just a little bit harder trying to set him up for a pass. But we're going to see when they come through the same section of the track, we're going to try to see if he makes another pass. It's those corners just before the NASCAR section where he was trying to make that move before.
Yeah, and as we ride on board with Tommy Ryan, as he comes into his section, he is right on the back bumper. You see it there. He's right on the back bumper of Byron Daly, almost
turn
hitting.
Turn 7 and Turn 8 are his places to try to make these passes. You see him going through Turn 8 right now, back into the NASCAR section. Tommy Ryan's got that nose just a little bit underneath Byron Daly. I don't think it's going to be enough to make the pass. He's still right there. Byron's giving him a room. He's giving him that lane. I don't know if Tommy's going to try to outbreak him going through the chicane. Tommy gets right there on his rear bumper. Both of them get through that chicane. Tommy looks on the other side of him to try to power to the outside on the NASCAR section. They're going to go side by side as they go through this NASCAR section of the track.
Yeah, as you see it, door to door. The battle of the night.
Coming out into turn 15. Is Tommy going to be able to get by him? Just can't quite get the power. He's looking on the outside. He does not have the preferred line, but they are still battling side by side as they go into turn 1.
Man, this is really going to be good as they come into that back section again this time. Because Tommy Ryan, this is as close as he's been the whole time to Byron Daly. Before he gets to his section of the racetrack, man, this is really going to be a challenge right here as they come on to the NASCAR, that section right before they come on to the NASCAR part of the race.
Yeah, we don't mean to be focused on just this battle, but honestly, folks, nothing else is really going on the track. Daniel Falkenham has a 13-second lead on these two guys right now. I just checked through the rest of the field. This is pretty much the tightest battle that we got going on the track right now. And honestly, this second, third place battle is really heating up right now. As once again, Byron Daly seems to have the advantage when they got on the NASCAR section of the track, but Tommy Ryan seems to be able to close it up when they get onto those that infield section. As once again, Tommy Ryan tries to outbreak him going through that backstretch chicane.
Yeah, but the thing that Tommy Ryan has planned for him, he's seeing what Byron Daly's doing. You know, he's able to say, okay, he's doing this little bit to beat me here. You know, he's learning behind the guy that he's got to pass.
Well, Byron is too. Byron's seeing that he's tried to make that pass there in turn 7 and 8, getting onto the NASCAR section. So he knows where he has to protect his line. So, and once again, he's got a good little gap. Looks like about 2 to 3 car lengths advantage over there on Tommy Ryan as they're once again in the infield section. Tommy Ryan has been able to close in on him through this section of the track, but doesn't seem to be quite as close to him as he was last lap. Maybe lost a little bit of grip. Maybe used his tires up just a little bit on that last lap. Maybe let those tires cool down a little bit before he tries to make another run on them.
Yeah, as we're starting to tick these laps off every time. Every time. You know, Falkenham, I'm going to put the camera on him just so we can see. Take a break from this battle and just show you how smooth Daniel Falkenham is for a lap.
That car is so clean. He's been able to keep that car clean. He's been dominating this race tonight. Like we said, he's had to handle these guys on a couple restarts tonight at the beginning of this race and on that competition caution we had on lap 20. And Daniel Falkenham, as you see, one more lap, he is going to be leading as he comes through that front stretch chicane. Hit those turtles a little bit. Front of that car got a little bit dicey. As we say, this race is never over until you hit that checkered flag. Even Daniel Falkenham with his almost 15-second lead on these guys behind him, he still has to be super careful. He's got to bring that car home in one piece. Just because he's led all these laps doesn't mean anything until you've led that final lap. So he's right now got a 14.8 second lead on Byron Daly. Tommy Ryan and Byron Daly still battling for those positions back there in second and third, but Daniel Falkenham right now just dominating this race tonight.
Yeah, and as I said before, I mean, Daniel Falkenham, he did this before, and a race mistake got him into the wall and gave the win to the eventual winner, Byron Daly. I hope that doesn't happen again. I hate to keep bringing it up to jinx them, but I mean, I've seen it once. You know, I don't want to see it again.
Well, right down this battle for second place, I saw second and third place, Tommy Ryan got a little bit loose there and almost hit the wall in one of those walls in the infield. Right now, this still really close together as they're going through this backstretch chicane. Once again, Tommy Ryan trying to get back by Byron Daly. He's doing everything he can to get by Daly, but Daly has just been able to keep him just far enough back to not be able to set him up for a pass. Byron pretty much knows he's not going to be able to catch Daniel Falkenham, so right now he just got to settle for this second place and protect his line and protect his run.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the one thing that Tommy Ryan has to do, he has to figure out how to reel him back in. It's a lot. That little bit of gap that you see, folks, that's a lot to make up at this place.
And he's got to do it without using his stuff up too. That's another thing. I mean, he's still got quite a we got like 21 laps left in this race still, as our leader is on lap 39. We'll be coming to lap 40 here in just a little while, and we're going to have 20 laps. And this second run, as we said, is a little bit longer than the first run because these guys pitted on lap 20. Some of these guys came back down pit road to refresh their tires before that restart, but still, this is a little bit longer run than they had the first time.
Yeah, I mean, what a dominant performance by Daniel Falkenham, but what a drive by these guys. I mean, these guys are racing like this is for first.
Yeah, I mean, well, basically it is for them. I mean, this is the only positions they're going to be able to fight for on this track. As I'm looking through the field right now, basically this is the only battle where two cars are this close together and like can even pretty much see each other. And Tommy Ryan and Byron Daly are giving us a show right here. They're getting a lot of TV time tonight just because they're having a great run and a great battle tonight. And they're just trying to fight for whatever they can. I mean, it's only this one position that's more of I guess a pride thing than anything else, because as long as they keep running where they're going to run, they're going to get a podium finishes here. But Daniel Falkenham has just been running away from this. He's got a 15-second lead on these guys and just dominating this race tonight.
Yeah, one thing I want to say is Brian Wortman has now disconnected from the server. So now we currently have 12 drivers on track.
Glenn Campbell would be our last driver on track, currently running in 12th place. He is still shown on the lead lap. I do believe that Daniel.
And Tommy Ryan's there. Tommy Ryan is back on the bumper of Byron Daly.
Oh, yes, he is. You're right. He's right there as they go back on the NASCAR section of the track. I do believe Tommy Ryan, I bet he's going to try to outbrake him going into this chicane here.
Yeah, he's got to do something to make up that little bit of time. Here it comes.
Oh, he's settled back. He's still right there, trying to get through there. Byron got a really good run coming off that chicane there. I think that's where Tommy's weakness is I think Byron's beating him coming off these corners.
Yeah, he's
I think
really
Tommy's
getting
beating. I think Tommy's catching up to Byron a lot going into these corners, but Tommy's catching him going into the corners, but Byron's able to kind of spread him out just a little bit coming off the corners. That's where he seems really strong.
Yeah, and I mean, this battle has been raging now for almost the whole race.
Yeah, these guys pretty much have been battling for this position this whole race. They've been watching Daniel just walk away with it.
Yeah, this is what makes it fun, Don, to do these races. You see these guys, literally, you could tell by their cars stepping out and sliding around that they're driving these things for all their worth. And to see this battle like this for second place, it's really a cool story to follow.
Well, like I said, the longer this race goes on, the more laps they put on these tires, the more of a chance is for these guys to make a mistake, because these tires are going to get a little bit more slick. As you can see, the gap between Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan has grown quite a bit. Tommy is just not able to keep that gap consistent, as he really, really runs it into that chicane to try to narrow that gap. And he went from like 10 car lengths back to maybe just 2. He really drove it in there. So, like I said, that's Tommy's advantage there, is he can really drive it into these corners. So he might be able to catch back up here on Byron Daly going into this chicane.
Yeah, but we know he doesn't want to drive it in there too hard. But there comes a point where you got to try. I mean, you got to try. And Byron's the kind of guy that if you got into him, after battling like that, it's racing at this point. But these guys are also thinking big picture, because they both are in the chase, as you can tell by the banners on their windshield. And they really, really need these points.
Yeah, they're battling for every point they possibly can get for this playoff berth, to make it to the next round. And right now, Tommy Ryan, yeah, he was a good little distance back. I'm actually surprised Tommy was able to close that much of a gap onto Byron. And he's right
there, man.
He
Again,
can actually bump him going into that NASCAR section there, but he didn't. He no contact, but it looked like he was going to.
By the way, Byron Daly, or not Byron Daly, Daniel Fogelman's lead 16.78 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel is just, like you said, we haven't been focusing too much on the leader, because there's nothing really to focus on. He is completely walking away from it, as you see Tommy Ryan once again trying to catch up to Byron Daly. He's put himself in a position to. He's got a good run going here into this final chicane, these final few corners, but just can't quite close the gap as much as he likes. It's like I said, it's quite odd. He was a pretty far distance back behind him, and he's able to close that distance to be right back on his bumper again, but it just doesn't seem like he can't quite do anything with him. This track is very hard to pass. Also, you have to really set the car up in front of you to be able to make those passes. So, Tommy's trying to make this pass clean, trying to do it the right way, and having a lot of patience trying to do it.
Yeah, this is going to be his part coming into his section now, where he's been able to catch Byron.
Right here, turn 7. It looked like he was actually had a run, but Byron, it looked like he might have actually hit his bumper just a little bit, got a little bit of contact, got in the back of him, which messed up his run a little bit in 7 and 8 there as they go back onto the NASCAR section. As you were saying, Aaron, turn 7 is where Tommy seems to try to pass tries to make the pass on Byron. That seems to be the section he's able to get it done at, but just couldn't do it that time.
Yeah, just everything's got to be so perfect to make a pass.
Really,
I mean, the talent level at Sim500 is by far one of the best in the iRacing community. I have a feeling.
I think so too. I mean, these guys get it done on the ovals, and it's showing right now they can get it done on the road courses too.
Yeah, I mean, and then with the special series that they run, we've seen them get it done on dirt.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've done a few dirt races too.
But I want to take
cars on Friday nights.
Indy cars on Friday nights. That's new. They just added that. And while we're talking about that, as they go on the lap car of Glenn Campbell, if you're interested in getting in on the action that Sim500 puts together week in and week out, and the tremendous job that they do doing that, head on over to Sim500 and try to get in on these series. Because, I mean, me and Don, we've raced in them. You know, Don still races in them. I don't much anymore because my schedule doesn't allow it. But, man, I mean, it is truly a blast. And the talent level is just so phenomenal. You're going to learn by getting beat. You're going to learn from some of the best. I mean, Comstock, Falkenham, you know, Fuller, Jordan Hightower, Chad Coleman, Byron Daly. You know, I mean, it's just endless, the talent that they have in this league.
Yeah, Sim500 is a fun league. I run in the, I'll be running in that new K&N series that I think there's a very limited spots, maybe about 5 or 6 spots left for that. Check that out at sim500.com. That's a new series that's going to be starting up in the winter. It has not started yet. Signups are still open, so check that out. And also, there's still time to get in on the Friday night.
Byron Daly's completely sideways.
Yeah, I'm watching this battle right now. Tommy Ryan's right there on him. But
this is really going to play to his hand. I'm sorry to cut you off there. It's really going to play to his hand as he comes into his section.
He's getting there in turn 7 and 8 is where he's trying to make those passes. He's coming up on it here.
He's right on him.
Going through the NASCAR section, right on his bumper. Just can't quite get it done.
Just can't quite get there to make that pass.
And as you see, once again, like I said, he on the NASCAR section, Byron's able to pull away a little bit, but Tommy can get right back up on him when he goes through the chicane.
He's there again, though. I mean, he's learning. He's right there. He's as close as he's ever been in that back section through that chicane.
He's definitely giving him a lot of pressure, making him earn that position.
He just got to quit braking. As much, I mean,
he's misjudging. I think he's having a hard time judging where Byron's braking.
As we're coming to 4 to go this time at the line. 4 to go for Daniel Falkenham.
Oh, wow. We have closed in.
Don, I will take this moment to say, man, thanks for being in the booth with me, man. It's a little bit different race, a little bit different style than we're used to. We don't get a lot of breaks, but thanks for hanging it out with me.
Oh yeah, it's been a pleasure. You know, and I like these road course races, man. These are a blast to call.
And he's right there. He's right there again, Don. I hate to change the subject so quick. He's literally right there again.
He knows these laps are closing in. He's got to get done here soon, really soon.
So we're coming to 4 to go this time. 4 to go at the line. Daniel Falkenham, 18 seconds, almost 19 seconds ahead of the entire field. Man, what a show Daniel Falkenham has put on.
We're going to focus here. We'll show obviously if anything happens up front, we will show you viewers of that. But right now, Daniel Falkenham is walking away with it. Best battle on the track right now, which we will stay with, is going to be Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan for 2nd and 3rd place right now. Both these guys started 3rd and 4th. They've been battling like this the whole race. I mean, even after that halfway caution, these guys still find a way to be right here near each other. And we've been able to see Tommy Ryan try to take advantage, try to make the pass in turn 7 and 8, which is going to be coming up right here. And we're going to see if he's going to do it again. He's right there on his bumper. He's in the best position he can possibly be to try to make the pass. And we've been able to see Tommy Ryan, when he goes through turn 7, he keeps it right there on those rumble strips to try to make the pass down on Byron Daly. See, he's changed his lane just a little bit. He's going to try to get a run going through the NASCAR section here. He's right there. Oh, he almost got his fender into there, right there, so close to that tire barrier as they go back onto the NASCAR section. He's right there on him going through that chicane on the backstretch. He might be able to try to outbrake him here. He's only got a few more laps to try to get it done.
Yeah, I think he was saving a little bit because he is right on him the whole lap now.
He really is. He's being a lot more aggressive. We've been able to see Tommy Ryan put himself in a position to try to get past Byron Daly. He's been doing everything he possibly can, except putting the bumper to him, which you never know. He might give him a little bump going in one of these last corners in the last lap, just to knock, kind of nudge him out of the way a little bit. But right now, it's been pretty clean between these two drivers, Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan, still fighting for that 2nd and 3rd place position.
Yeah, as the laps click off. 3 to go now. Man, this has really been fun to watch. The only battle pretty much all night, and it's been a good one.
Oh, it's been a great battle tonight between these two drivers. As you see, Tommy's still right there. Got a few car lengths between them, more than I think Tommy would like, but Tommy is still right there, closing the gap. 7 and 8, turn 7 and 8 seem to be his strong suit in the infield here.
Yeah, here he comes, man. He let him get out a little bit. He lost a little bit of time last time through the chicane, so he wasn't as close as he was in the previous lap. But he is really going to make a charge here if he wants to make it work. But I think he doesn't have much tires left, I believe, Don.
Yeah, he might be cooling his tires off just a little bit in these last few laps to try to make one final run at Byron Daly here. Obviously, he doesn't want to do anything too bad to screw up his position. I mean, it's got a long way to go before E.J. O'Rourke would catch these guys, but still, he doesn't want to do anything bad to disable his car there in the last few laps. As you see, Tommy Ryan and Byron Daly still battling, going through these last set of turns here.
2 to go.
One more
Charlotte.
lap. We're gonna have 2 laps to go here at the Charlotte Roval. Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan still nose to tail here. Tommy is running out of time. If he's going to try to get anything done, he needs to do it soon. He needs to be super aggressive if he's going to try to get by Byron Daly.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get closer. He's too far back now, I believe, unless Byron makes a mistake, which doesn't happen often.
Well, we've seen Tommy been a little bit further back than this and close right there up on Byron going through some of these braking zones. So I'm not going to count Tommy out quite yet. Tommy is a clean driver, but he can be aggressive when he needs to be. And so far, these two have been keeping it very, very clean. Those cars look great, but that doesn't mean something won't happen here on the last lap. As Byron Daly still your leader up front. He is going to be taking the white flag this time by Byron Daly, taking the white flag. One more lap around this thing. He's got 17 more corners to get around to get this checkered flag.
And I just want to say, this is not the battle for the win. We wish it was.
I wish it was.
But it wasn't. The battle for the win was lost when the green flag flew for the first time.
Yes, it was. It was lost during qualifying.
I mean, and when they come into the last chicane, we'll click the Daniel.
And hits the wall just a little bit. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but going through turn 1 and 2, Tommy Ryan got a little bit of that inside wall there, slowed him down just a little bit, slowed his momentum down. As you see, he's really overdriving it through this infield section, trying to get it everything he can. Almost lost it right there. I do not believe he's going to be able to catch Byron Daly to be able to make this pass, but Tommy Ryan doing everything he can as they get up on lap traffic of Scott Simley there. You can see Scott going through the grass there almost to try to give these guys as much room as they possibly can. And Tommy Ryan, I do not believe he's going to be able to catch up to him. As we see Daniel Falkingham, our leader, is going through the last NASCAR section. Would be turns 3 and 4 of Charlotte Motor Speedway, the NASCAR section. And Daniel Falkingham is going to come to these last chicane. He's going to bring home that 39 car to the victory lane to see those checkered flags as he crosses the start-finish line right there with the win. But we go back to Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan. Byron Daly still in second place. Tommy Ryan really too far back to do anything for him. This has been a great battle all night between these two, but Tommy Ryan in this last lap pushing a little bit too hard, wasn't quite able to make him. You see, still pushing real hard, trying to drive real hard in that last chicane, but you see Byron Daly going to bring it home second. Tommy Ryan is going to be your third-place finisher tonight.
Man, what an absolute dominant performance once again on the OSRN for Daniel Falkingham. Man, I mean,
right now, E.J. O'Rourke is just now coming to the start-finish line in 4th place. That just shows you how far Daniel Falkingham was. We're gonna have Jordan Hightower is gonna bring it home in 5th place, and we will go through the rest of the rundown here. We're gonna take a short commercial break. We're gonna come back with the full field rundown. We're gonna interview your top 3, including your winner, Daniel Falkingham, that number 39 car. We will be back shortly for the Sim500 KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway at the Roval. We'll be right back.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Transervice has flourished and retained customers for multiple decades. How? By making our word our bond and delivering the most responsive service and transparent financial details to give our clients the best all-around value in the industry. By not providing cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all, off-the-shelf solutions. Instead, crafting tailored, customer-centric solutions for each client's individualized business model and needs. By empowering highly ethical, dedicated associates to build true partnerships and mutually beneficial relationships with our accounts. And by cultivating long-term, loyal customers and vendors through each and every one of these guiding principles, and maintaining those relationships with transparent, quality operations. That's why Transervice has been successful for 50 years, and that's how we'll continue to grow and flourish long into the future. Let us show you why many of our clients have been with us for over 20 years. It's all about the experience, yours and ours.
How to make a kick-ass Bloody Mary. First, visit your nearest Apollo liquor store in Rochester or Austin. Pick up a bottle or 2 of Kick-Ass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings. Then fill your glass with Kick-Ass Bloody Mary and your favorite vodka. Add the Kick-Ass fixings. Now it's time to enjoy a Kick-Ass Bloody Mary, and of course, repeat as needed. Get your Kick-Ass Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings today at any of the Apollo locations in Rochester and Austin. It's just that good.
And welcome back for the post-race show, Sim500 KickAss Beef Jerky Series at Charlotte Roval, and Daniel Fogelnam put together a phenomenal performance to win the race, leading all 50 laps. Don, what are your thoughts about leading all 50 laps at this very challenging course?
Yeah, Daniel Fogelnam, man, he got it done. He was perfect tonight. That car was just in great shape. He got the pole, led every lap, brought it home flag to flag. I mean, dominating performance, won by a gigantic margin. I mean, basically, you know, the only close race we had tonight was second and third, and we watched those guys tonight. But let me do a quick rundown of the field tonight. Of course, we had our winner. We've mentioned him many times tonight, Daniel Fogelnam. Brought it home in first place tonight. Byron Daly second. Tommy Ryan third. We'll be talking to those guys here shortly. E.J. O'Rourke able to bring it home in fourth place from a sixth starting position. Behind him, Jordan Hightower able to bring it home in fifth after starting 11th. Behind him, Mike Kelly in sixth, Chad Coleman seventh, Bob Gillenwater eighth, Chris Caboo in ninth. Rounding our top 10 is Scott Simley. Behind him would be Glenn Cable in the number 44. He finished 11th. Gael Brooks, our own brother in broadcasting, he finished in 12th. And then Brian Wortman, the last car that was on the... Actually, I think Brian quit just a couple laps before the race ended. He was going to bring it home 13th. Jeff Ryan had some issues early on. He's going to bring it home 14th. Doug Sigmund 15th. Justin Fuller 16th. And our last driver tonight, Dan Denaire, in 17th place position. As we said just a little while ago, we're going to talk to our top three here. We're going to bring Tommy Ryan up here into the booth and... talk to him about his race. He started fourth, brought that car home in third tonight. Basically, the closest battle, like we said before, was between Byron Daly and Tommy Ryan. And Tommy did everything he possibly could to catch up to Byron and just couldn't quite get there. But Tommy, how do you feel about your race tonight, man? This challenging Roval tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
I was actually having a blast behind Byron. I felt like I was better than him in certain corners, and he was definitely better than I was in others. And I just never could get to a point, other than one time get beside him where he made enough of a mistake that gave me an advantage. And then, you know, you get down these corners. One corner you got the advantage, next corner he's got the advantage, and it's trying not to kill us both and kill a run. So I just tried to play as safe as I could, be as aggressive as I could without killing it. But man, it's a long race, man. You got to stay focused every single corner. If you go beyond the threshold of what the car will take, you're going to eat the wall or a tire barrier or something, which I kind of did on that last lap. I was paying attention to a lap car we were getting ready to catch and barely missed my braking point in the one, and the thing pushed up and it popped the right front, and it just drove like crap the last lap. I had no chance of getting back to him.
You know, we were actually focused on you guys a whole lot tonight because you guys were actually the closest and best battle on the track tonight with Daniel's dominating performance tonight. But I really noticed turns 7 and 8, which is the last two turns before you come onto that NASCAR section. You were able to really close in on him. Like you were saying, there were certain corners you were faster and certain corners that he was faster. And I kind of noticed that in the infield, you seemed to be really catching him on the braking points on the infield. But then coming off the infield into the NASCAR section, he was able to, you know, kind of get away from you a little bit. But man, 7 and 8 was really your strong points tonight. And I noticed that was the part that really got you into position to be able to try to make that pass. And man, I mean, was that your strategy? Were you just kind of, you think you were just out braking him a little bit more into that infield section?
Yeah, probably so, man. I was trying to be a demon on the brakes, and I could out brake him, but he was probably just making sure that he wasn't going to, you know, overshoot the corner, overdrive the entry. And sometimes when you do that, you know, you roll up to his bumper and you're trying not to get into him, so you brake a little bit more than you need to, and by the time you get off the brake, he's on the throttle and he's pulling you out of the corner. And that's what's so frustrating. It's like, now I gotta charge the next corner to get back to his bumper. And but I think, man, if I got out in front of him, I may have been able to walk away, because I wouldn't have. I mean, I could actually charge the corners a little bit deeper if he hadn't have been in front of me.
Yeah, that's I noticed that a lot. I noticed that. I kind of made it a point that it seemed like you were able to get into the corners better, but he was able to get off the corners better. And I think that had a lot to do with exactly what you were saying. It's a perfect example of being able to catch a guy, but being able to pass him is a whole other thing. So you had a really good run tonight, man. You got anybody you want to thank, or anybody that might have been watching tonight that you want to mention?
Yeah, my primary Northern Tool and Equipment. We are doing a new promotion where you can buy online and pick up in the store. That's going to kick off very shortly. So if you guys need something, you know, the same day or the following day, man, that option is coming to us. And Patriot Fire, Coastal Safety Auditors, Dwight Beverly, and Joey for dealing with all that he deals with, and the admins and you guys. So good night, man.
Yeah, really good run for you tonight, man. Congratulations on a third place finish.
All right, thanks.
That's our third place driver tonight, Tommy Ryan. We saw the driver that he had a battle with tonight. Great battle, Byron Daly. We're going to talk to him right now. We're going to bring Byron Daly up in this booth, our second place driver. Just talking to Tommy Ryan about that great battle between you guys. Seemed like he was able to power it into those corners in the infield a little bit better, and you were able to get the power off. You want to walk us through that great battle that you two had tonight?
Yeah, I honestly, I just felt like he was a lot better than I was. I struggle getting these things to turn on road courses. I love road course racing. I do a lot of it with, like, you know, the Formula cars on iRacing and all that stuff, but I don't do a lot of it with stock cars, and I just struggled getting the thing to turn. So he was really good at, you know, maximizing his ability, and he'd catch me in all but 2 spots. And luckily, the way this track works out, it's like getting on the oval turn 1 set me up for the whole rest of the, you know, into the chicane. And then the front stretch chicane I was actually really good in, which got me to the infield, and then it's just hard to pass in the infield. So kind of worked out my favor there, having track position. But yeah, a little disappointed to be 21 seconds behind the winner, though. That's not much to it's not good. So
hey, man, you got nothing to be upset about, man. You and Tommy, I mean, you guys put on a great show tonight for the fans. Daniel Daniel just put on clinic tonight. He was just near perfect, and like you said, I mean, it was really fun to watch you and Tommy battle in the different sections of the track where you were better, where he was better, and it just seemed like the advantage, like you were saying, that you were just able to get the power down coming out of the corners that just had a lot of speed afterwards, and that was able, it seemed like that was your advantage right there. But it was a great battle tonight, and it was, like I said, it was really fun watching it. Was there anybody tonight that was watching, or any sponsors that maybe you want to mention or give a shout out tonight?
No, car is blank, so just, thanks to KickAss Beef Jerky for sponsoring the series, and you guys are broadcasting it. I'm sure it'll be fun to go back and watch later, so thanks for all that.
Well, you'll be happy to say that you and Tommy both got a lot of TV time tonight, because as I said, you guys were pretty much the closest battle with that dominating performance by Daniel. And like I said, you guys put on a great show, so you guys got nothing to feel bad about tonight. Daniel had a great run, so congratulations to you on your second place finish, Byron.
Thank you.
And as Byron Daly, our second place finisher, I do believe Aaron has caught up with our winner. Just a dominating performance tonight by Daniel Fockingham, and Aaron has caught up with him in victory lane.
Yes, I have, Don. Daniel, I mean, you did it again, man. You led every lap. You completely dominated this race tonight again at this racetrack. This time, your misfortune didn't happen like it happened in the Winter Series here. I know you're happy that you were able to put that together like you should have put it together in the Winter Series. And just tell us about your race.
First off, I'm glad I didn't have that misfortune like it did in the Winter Series. So kind of glad that new backstretch chicane got added to iRacing before this week happened. So very thankful for that, or else I probably would have hit the turtles like I always do. But yeah, certainly it was a pretty good race. I mean, honestly, kind of had a sketchy start when me and Fuller were going at it. I still need to look at the video. I don't know what happened, but I don't know if he slipped into me coming off turn 2 and then I got into him in turn 3. I still gotta look at that, but it was a hard racing deal and whatnot. So luckily we got through all that. I don't know. I guess that screwed up Fuller for the rest of the race. So if that was me, I'm sorry to him. But yeah, overall, I mean, it was a pretty good race. Pit strategy was definitely something else. Kind of surprised how long we could go on fuel. I didn't think we'd be able to do like over 30 laps on, or at least like 25 to 30 laps on fuel. So that really played into things. I decided to just get the tires, try to keep the track position. And when that caution came out, I did not expect everyone to pit. I really thought there'd be a few people that wanting track position and staying out. So, but luckily with me staying out, I was able to lead the restart and stuff. So that was pretty good. And surprisingly, I was still able to pull away, even though I was on older tires than everybody. So that felt pretty good, and be able to dominate again like we did at Watkins Glen earlier in the year felt pretty good. Felt pretty good to sweep the road courses here in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, I mean, in the broadcast, I called you the road course Jesus. Don't know why that came out, but I've seen you dominate road course after road course after road course. And then I remembered about that Winter Series and how that played out, how this race was playing out. I mean, in that race, you gave the win away to Byron Daly, and then this race, it was Byron Daly behind you again. Did you think about that at all? Did it cross your mind until I said something, or?
Actually, I didn't even thought about it at all, because I was just focusing on what I was doing. And plus, with the new backstretch chicane, I really didn't think I was going to have a problem, because we just go so much slower through there with the way the corner, the entire chicane has been, the whole layout was changed. So that really never crossed my mind at all, because I actually forgot Byron Daly actually won that race. So honestly, I forgot about that, and plus that was in the Cup. It almost feels like the Xfinity car almost drove similar to what we drove in the Winter Series, like with the Cup car with the lower downforce and whatnot. But we just had a lot more grip than we did than the Winter Series, because we didn't have like the power like we used to have in the Cup car, and plus it was a lot cooler temperature. So it was really not that hard, or it was really not that easy to make a mistake. But it would still bite you. You know, the Roval was definitely one of the toughest tracks we go to, because you almost gotta be perfect, because literally every corner you need to be mistake free. So I definitely made a few minor errors tonight, but they weren't that major, and plus I had such a big lead, kind of was messing around, having fun a little bit. just pushing the limits, see what I could really do. But overall, really good race.
Well, I know you got a lot of people that helps you get to the track every week. So, you have anybody you want to thank?
Absolutely, got to thank First Ray Bait and Lobs 207 for all their support. Also got to thank Rage Cajun Painting and Designs for giving me up this paint scheme for the playoffs. Also got to thank everyone who runs the show here at Sim500, Chris Cabot, and everyone else. Also, thank you everyone who comes out and races each and every week. Not sure why the car count is starting to become really low on Sunday nights, but oh well. Still, it's kind of a shame, when the series started out really good when the series started back in February. But I mean, we're gonna have that, so pretty unfortunate. But still, everyone who comes out and races each and every week, thank you to them. Also, got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. Always fun to come out, and for everyone to come out and show their talents on the broadcast. Always love going back and watching the broadcast as always. And thanks to everyone who watched the race tonight as well.
All right, there you have it, Don. Your winner, Daniel Fogelnam, led every lap tonight.
Yeah, it was a great race for him tonight, man. Just dominated performance, as we said once again. Great race for him. Great race here at the Charlotte Roval for the Sim500 KickAss Beef Jerky Xfinity Series. Yeah, any closing thoughts you got for this event tonight, Aaron?
I mean, what a battle for second, man. I mean, Daniel Fogelnam on a completely different level. That battle for second really got me pumped up and got me into the race more than I thought I was going to be. I mean, I just had a blast doing it with you again, Don.
We got Dover next week. It's going to be the last race in this playoffs berth for this round of it, for this round of 12. We're going to narrow it down to 8 after Dover, and then we'll have 3 more races for the next round before we head off to Homestead for the finale. So, yeah, it should be a great race there at the Monster Mile. It'll go from a totally different configuration. We went from a road course here at the Roval to the high banks of Dover. So, we will see you all next week. For Aaron, this is Don Runkle Jr. I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. We really look forward to having you each and every week here with us at Sim500. You all have a nice night. Take care of each other.